Hey guys, welcome. Steeler Nation Live. We're back. Big old Big Tiz.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? We wanted to welcome Big Ben and the new welcome that he had to his life, Big Ben Jr. Hey, we're here to
Ben
support
and
you.
Big Ben. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like I said, Ben's a daddy now, so everything. Let's get it home, Ben. Stay home with the mind, the thought, and everything in the process. Make it family, baby.
That's right. Big Ben, he's not only does he have the wife crying at him, the coaches crying at him, players crying at him, now he's got the little one crying at him.
Hey, Big Ben. Hey, big wishes to you and your family. You know, we wanted to start the show off on a healthy, happy note, you know. Granted, we know it's a dismal time, but we got to keep our heads up being Steeler fans, so let's keep our heads up and keep trucking forward. You know what, Big O? We had a rough, tough loss. Again, back-to-back. Ravens last week, now the excuse me, now they got me all discombobulated. The Cleveland Browns took us down.
That's you know, every loss is a bad loss, and when you back-to-back division rivals you lose. Ravens is understandable, but the Browns inexcusable. We always say that, you know, when you play your division rivals, every game is a tough game, but not against the 2-and-whatever Browns.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, they look like they were, I don't know, they were out-coached, outplayed in every facet of the game. You know what, 8 turnovers, you know, we just want to drop a quick synopsis on what happened at the beginning of the show, but it was 8 turnovers, and that really killed us. Ouch. Even on drives when we were in positions to try to at least tie the game or even go ahead. We squandered everyone away by, you know, giving the ball back.
And not only did we squander the game, but we're consistently getting injured. Now, there's another game where I don't believe that we played one game this year without an injury. We're talking all the way back to preseason.
Yeah.
Every game, somebody, and it's, you know, everybody on the team means something. However, these are huge players that you look at the record and it shows. Our depth chart is only so deep.
Right.
Now we're scrambling. We're signing people off the waiver wire, getting people from the practice squad. Now they're not just coming onto the team for depth; they're coming on a team to start.
Right.
And
well, that's a lot of things that they're having problems with right now. And I mean, we're still in it. You know, I mean, it's getting tighter and tighter. The noose is starting to clamp around the Steelers' neck. But you know what?
Boy.
They just got to play. Got to find a way, the will to win. And like I said, every piece in that puzzle has to fit, and you got to find a way to make it fit. But you know what? Also, there were more injuries that came out Sunday. There were a lot more injuries that came out, and you know the Steelers are suffering in every facet of that, of the injuries that's coming out. And actually, you know, with the backs that were fumbling there, this and that, you know, now it comes to the point where. You know what? Dwyer is going to be starting, and Dwyer is going to be a starter over Mendenhall, and Mendenhall actually lost that spot, and it might be deservingly so.
Oh, absolutely. Getting back, you know, there's usually, you don't want to put the blame on one specific individual. This is a team effort. You win as a team, you lose as a team. Who really is to blame for that disappointing loss?
Well, it's a team effort.
It's a list, a laundry list of players. We have running backs. We have wide receivers. We have well, you can't necessarily blame the offensive line because they're too busy getting hurt. I'm thinking, we'll talk about this more in depth during the show, but I believe it all falls on the shoulders of Mike Tomlin. Okay? And somebody's got to take the heat for this. And you know what? Benching running backs for fumbling the ball, I don't understand that logic at all. I mean, you're going to fumble the ball. Do you want that to happen? No, absolutely not, unless it's the other team. But one guy fumbles the ball, you bench him, you bring another guy in. He fumbles, you bench him. Bring another guy in, you bench him. And what is that showing? It's showing your running backs that you have no confidence in them. You know, everybody fumbles once in a while.
Right.
So if you pull everybody out who drops the pass, who fumbles the ball, what are you going to have? Nothing. You have to have confidence in your players. And on top of that, the lack of discipline and the mistakes, and now, you know, some of those holding penalties were questionable, and they did come at key times. It seemed to me during the first half, when the Steelers started to move the ball, third down, they got a first down, there was always a holding penalty. Penalized 9 times during the game, 8 of those penalties were holding.
Right.
So I don't know, folks.
Well, now that you talk about the turnovers and things like that, let's get to the cusp of that right now. And I know it's the start of the show, but I want to get to the cusp of that. The Steelers turned the ball over 8 times.
8 times, Big Tiz.
8 fumbles.
Five fumbles.
5 fumbles. You're right, but 8 turnovers.
3 interceptions.
Now, is it to the fact that they need like the old school guys like the Red Granges or guys like that who carry the ball 1,000 times? These guys, they carried the ball repeatedly because it was just a run game back then. So these guys know how to carry that ball. And as you can see in the picture right here, and if you're on the audio side, at a picture of Red Grange here carrying the ball, and they carry it high and tight. These guys know how to carry the ball because that's majority what they did back then. It wasn't always like that pass happy game. Or should they need somebody like a Tiki Barber to come in? Tiki Barber will be excellent to train Steeler backs, especially Mendenhall, who still has the skills, but right now he's having a fumble problem. And then Tiki Barber's a good example of that because Tiki Barber from 2000 to 2003 fumbled 35 times, unbelievably. Within a 4-year span, 35 times this guy fumbled. Now, once they remedied the situation, which he had a big falling out with Coach Tom Coughlin at the time.
I remember that.
Yes. He changed that around, went from 35 times to the rest of his career. He had an absolute difference of 15 fumbles.
What about Adrian Peterson? Didn't he have a problem with that as well?
Actually.
Fumbleitis?
Exactly. And Minnesota was actually thinking of bringing Tiki Barber in to coach this guy on how to hold the ball. And he said a lot of the things what Tiki was pushing out there was the fact that when you carry the ball, he worked so hard on his upper body, and he said he carried the ball high and tight, close to the body. As you can see the picture here, if you're on the audio side, we have a picture of Tiki Barber carrying the ball high and tight to his inside. And, like I said, he said that helped his fumbling problem immensely.
Oh, yeah, he's got that ball nice and tight. He's got that forearm out there it's classic.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Now, let me ask you this. Sunday, big game with the Steelers with the Ravens coming in. Do you think Big Ben should try to play that game? Because it seems like they're trying to list Ben as doubtful.
Absolutely not. He's 50-50. That's what you want. You want your players to want to play football.
Right.
But, folks, we all remember what happened last year when Ben was injured with this, injured with that. We got to where we kind of wanted to be, and then the wheels fell off, and how far did we get?
Right.
We got nowhere. Okay? A playoff, Super Bowl, that's the ultimate. If each game right now, last game was a must-win. We didn't win it, and we'll talk more about this later in the show. But we actually do have a chance to make the playoffs, even if we lose one more game. And if we do that, we're gonna need help from somebody else, probably the Broncos or the Colts. We're gonna have to lose a couple of games first to make it. If we lose one more game,
right.
However, if we jump on that winning train and we continue to win, we shouldn't have a problem making the playoffs.
Exactly.
Now, let's get to the playoffs first before we worry about making it to the Super Bowl. Baby steps. And we can do this. How can we do this? With putting in Brian Hoyer. Let's give this guy a shot. It's not like we picked this guy off the street. We're paying him money for doing a job. He needs to do it. And let's think about this, because where did he come from? He came from Belichick. He came from 3 years behind Tom Brady.
Yeah, he's got the tools. I mean, he has the tools, and let's hopefully hope that he gained enough knowledge by playing behind Tom Brady to come in that fill-in role at the moment. You know what I mean? But in the long run, and I said this in another broadcast, Steelers need to pull in somebody that's gonna get that effort out there that we need for a quarterback to build and help the Steelers build up.
Well, absolutely. That was a quick shot of McGinney's. Big Tiz, I guess I'm hungry. I had dinner a little while ago. And, folks, if you've never been out to McGinney's, 2246 East River Road, Henrietta, come out there. Over 20 flat-screen TVs. The food is delicious. We talk about this every week because Sal is one of the greatest guys ever. He's like your buddy. He's like your brother. The guy you love. You just want to hug this guy when you see him. I mean, the whole family, you want to go in there for a nice sit-down dinner, go there because they got sit-down dinner food. Chicken parmesan, pasta, whatever you need. Or if you're there to see the game with the guys, you got drink, beer specials, chicken wings, chicken fingers, potato skins. Oh, that great food. I'm hungry here.
Hey, guys, you know what? I want to also remind you guys, next week, Steelers are going into Ravenland, and it's going to be a big game, and it's a game that the Steelers have to have. No matter which way you look at it, you have to have it. Even with the loss, I mean, there's still that outside chance that we can get in, but the Steelers have to have it, and the Ravens really haven't been playing that well at football. If you really look at it, the fact that They beat New England by the outside field goal that was counted as good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, things like that. And, they snuck out a couple wins that they should have been losses, and especially the one at Pittsburgh. But you know what? A win is a win, and they did what they needed to do to get those tough wins. Pittsburgh used to do that when they were on their playoff runs, but
Right.
you know what? You live and learn, and we have to do that with Pittsburgh.
But that will catch up with you, too.
Oh, yes.
You win these games by, I don't want to say cheating, but by winning games without really winning, that will catch up to you.
Exactly. You know what, Big O? Let's get to the NFL news.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about not winning. The New York Jets. Can it get any worse? Can it any worse?
The New York Jets, they've been befallen by so many things. You know what? And the number one thing was Ed the fireman. Big New York Jet fan, led the crowds for years in New York.
A retired New York City firefighter. I mean, if you're a firefighter out there, right, you're nuts off the bat. I mean, to even be a firefighter, I want to give a shout out to my brother who was a firefighter, City of Rochester, New York, Lieutenant Scott Owen at Engine 5 there on Lyle Avenue, Du Bois. I hope you're watching and listening to the show. Welcome to Steeler Nation Live. We know most of the firehouse is not Steeler fans. My brother is taking control of that. Lieutenant, take charge of that firehouse. Make sure they're all Steeler fans by the end of the night. But this guy, retired firefighter Ed, one of the biggest fans in football history. This guy was a nut. And what I mean by a nut, not a lunatic, but he loved his team. He wore the fire hat. He wore number 42. Who was that?
That was actually number 42. That was Bruce Harper.
Bruce Harper
for the Jets. And this guy wore that jersey out there. And, there were times where he even wore the Sanchez jersey at times. But the fact is, this guy was a fan of the Jets from 1975 to actually halftime of the Jets blowout against New England when he left the stadium because of the unruly fans in New York.
Now, we all know it's tough to play in New York. Ask A-Rod from the New York Yankees. Ask anybody who played for the Knicks. You come to this town, you expect to get berated, all right? But now, we're not talking about opposing fans, Big Tez. We're talking about Jets fans. Why? Because he wore a Sanchez jersey. Now, these people were starting fights with him. Come on. You're supporting your team. You're going to, to help your team win the game. You're going to shout. You get on somebody's shoulders and you yell out Jets, Jets. Come on. That's awesome. And for somebody to try and start fights with this guy, he's not wearing an opposing jersey. You know what I mean? I find it absurd.
Yeah, it's a sad day in the NFL where an icon like this guy, what has been all the Jet games, has to hang up his hat basically and say, that's it. A guy who comes out and loves supporting his team. I mean, that's amazing. It's a sad thing to see. And Pittsburgh Steeler fans, I hope you never ever go in that direction.
I've never seen it. And all the Steeler games I've been to, even last year with the Thursday night Browns game I went to, sitting around all the Browns fans, not one incident, not one. And everybody, all the Steeler fans are respectful to opposing fans. It's welcome to my house. Come watch the game, and your team stinks. However, that's as far as it goes. No fights, no foul language, no beer batteries or anything being thrown at you. It's just ridiculous, and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, Big Tiz, to be a football fan, that your fans would turn on each other.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, let me reiterate this. This was a Jets jersey, a Jets player. It wasn't, he wasn't wearing a Jets hat and a Dolphin shirt or a Bills shirt or a Patriots shirt. He's wearing his Jets jersey and he's getting stuff thrown at people on start fights. But on a lighter note, he did say that he will attend the rest of the Jets games this season and perhaps in the future, but he's not going to be doing it as a crazy lunatic fan of firefighter Ed.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that. That's ridiculous.
Wow. Sorry, guys. You know what? I hope that, like I said again, don't let it happen in Pittsburgh.
No, I wouldn't worry about that, Big Tiz.
Well, you know what? Let's go on. Actually, I wanted to talk about now this Sunday. The Baltimore Ravens played the San Diego Chargers, and they were down 10-3 late in the game. Fourth down and 29, and unbelievably, what happened?
Fourth down forever, Big Tiz. Fourth down and forever.
they let Ray Rice catch a 5-yard pass and basically run, which I believe is 27 yards. For a 29-yard play.
For those of you folks who are not watching this on SteelNationLive.net and listening to it on TalkShoe, we have a video of Ray Rice catching that 6-yard pass, running up one side of the field, coming all the way to the other side of the field, being chased by 8 Chargers. He gets tackled 2 yards short of the first. However, he has the brains to stick the ball out while he's kneeling on the ground.
Exactly.
And get the first down.
And listen to the word he just said, kneeling.
Kneeling. And you can watch this, I don't care what angle that you look at this. I mean, not to mention, folks, if you watch this, I wish we could slow this down, Big Tiz, but we can't. Watch the block in the back just before the tackle, 2 yards short of the first. And that's a blatant block from behind. And, you know.
Like I said, you know what? It happens. I mean, the ref missed it, and not just that, he was short of the first down. But the good teams do that. They do the things that they need to do to win, and that's what happens. And you know what? Yeah, there was a time when Pittsburgh was like that. The ball used to bounce our way, but now they're not. And we just got to fight through it and get through it. That's what good teams are. They're resilient, and Pittsburgh has to be resilient.
Now, because the time was under 2 minutes, you get the reviews. You get 2 reviews in overtime, or you get 2 reviews. But since it's under 2 minutes, you have to go up to the booth. Even if you have both red flags remaining, it's got to go upstairs. And you know what? They didn't feel it was necessary to go upstairs and review this, because you can review the spot of the fall. And this is going to lead up to our hot topic later on the show, Big Tiz. The reviews. Since 1999, when it started, instant replay, how does it work?
Exactly.
And when can you use it? How can you use it? Why can you use it? And we're gonna talk about that later. But right now we're gonna try and get into. There's a lot of scores around the NFL. Big Tiz.
The weekend was like I said, love NFL weekend. A lot of exciting scores. So now what we're gonna do? We're gonna set up here and we're gonna do our NFL scores and updates for you with Big O.
That's right, and we're gonna include all them wacky games from Thanksgiving Day when everybody was eating too much, sitting on the couch watching this. And here we go with the scores from Turkey Day. Well, the Texans beat the Lions. Here's another questionable call. I don't know. Was he down? Was he not down? I thought he was. Texans beat the Lions in OT. Some free football, 34-31. Thank you, Big Tiz, with that music. It makes me feel good.
Doesn't it?
All right, Brady's Patriots feast on the Jets. And we talked about it earlier. Poor firefighter Ed. He's done. And the Pats blow past the Jets, 49-19. Redskins circle the wagons and take care of them Cowboys and all the trimmings, 38-31. But the Cowboys did come back in that game. Dolphins swim by the Seahawks. I'm sorry there. Johnny B, 24-21, late second game-winning field goal. Jaguars 24, Titans 19. The Broncos defeat the tough Chiefs 17-9. Jay Cutler returns, and so does the Bears' winning ways. They blow out the Vikings 28-10. The Bills find yet more ways to lose, and they fall again to the Colts 20-13. They did have a chance in that game. Rams 31, Cardinals 17. 49ers 31, the Saints 21. And somebody finally woke up the New York Football sleeping Giants as they put away the Packers 38-10. And the Saints return to the Georgia Dome this Thursday night. Thursday night shootouts. And Big Tiz, that's the scores right there.
Like I said, it was a good weekend. Like I said, the games, everything's coming down to the wire. And there are a lot of guys that really need to step up, especially when it comes to the Steelers. And the Steelers got a lot of big holes that they have to fill with all these injuries. And that's going to be a big thing for Tomlin to get through.
Oh, absolutely. And we talked about this briefly earlier in the show about Ben Roethlisberger. Hey, call in, folks. 724-444-7444. You got to press that special code 115243, the pound and the number 1 key. Call in, let us know. Give us your opinion. Text us, write us, message us. let us know. Do you think Ben should even try?
That's a hard thing right there. And I really and truly hope that Ben would actually not play this week because, like I said, this can have long-term ramifications, and we really do hope that Ben doesn't play this week.
No, because we all remember what happened last year. And like we discussed briefly earlier, Brian Hoyer, okay, the prodigy quarterback, his mentor, Tom Brady. We're not talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick or some other mediocre quarterback. We're talking about Tom Brady, one of the most prolific quarterbacks in NFL history. I think if this guy retired today, I think he'd be in the Hall first-timer. You know, as much as I hate to say it, you know, I would love to have, you know, Tom Brady in the Steeler uniform, but you know what? We got Big Ben. So it's not looking good for you, Tom. But anyways, Brian Hoyer, great kid. I mean, he came from Michigan State. He's a big kid, strong arm. Almost like that one kid that came from, what was it, University of Miami of Ohio.
Ah, Big Ben.
Yeah, remember what happened his rookie year. Yeah. I do believe that's the year the Steelers won 15-1. Tommy Maddox went down early in the season. Charlie Batch went down, and we got this kid, Ben Roethlisberger, first-round draft choice. I think he was number 4 pick.
Yeah, it was 2004.
And look what this kid did. Huge. And I have all the confidence in the world if this Hoyer kid plays on Sunday, we're going to win this game. I do.
Exactly.
Because you need to be able to throw the ball over 30 yards, Big Tiz, if you want anything to come. Because you can have the running game. You cannot have the run. You can have the fumble game. I don't know. But
yeah.
You know what?
That's one of the things that's needed with Pittsburgh. And Hoyer, you're a much-needed guy, man, so you're going to have to step up this week big time in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and more interesting news, guess who got activated today off the injured reserve list?
Let it be known. Let it be known, our number 1 draft choice.
David DeCastro is back, and more than likely he will be starting Sunday. Not because of all the injuries, because this kid, it's not like he was hurt and, you know, I'll get better, I'll come back and play.
Right.
And we all remember what happened, Big Tiz, back in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. It was ugly with David DeCastro's injury, with his knee getting buckled in, as he was turned inside on that play in Buffalo, big time. And like I said, on the field for quite a few minutes. And at that time, Big O and I were just getting to the stadium, and we already seen a Steeler down, and we couldn't believe that it was DeCastro. Yeah, he was down, and it was no shock to us that one of the Steelers was down. But you know what? This kid, after his injury, you won't recognize him now. He's got a full beard. He's trying to, I guess he's competing with Kiesel for the beard, fear the beard. But you know what? Let's fear the hair. What are the chances of Troy coming back and playing Sunday against the Ravens? I don't know. You know, I wish Troy would make that comeback, but right now it's not looking good. I mean, and to be honest, if we can get past this game and we can use Troy Polamalu down the stretch, then let's do it. I mean, sit him out for whatever he needs, because we can bring back the whole enchilada. When I'm talking about Big Ben, I'm talking about Troy Polamalu, I'm talking about Antonio Brown, I'm talking about Woodley, I'm talking about the whole enchilada. The Steelers are going to be unstoppable. And there's a picture that we have up on the screen of Antonio Brown. Like I said, the guy was a game breaker.
Oh, yeah, and if we get guys like Dwyer, who's going to be taking off the starting position running back over Menden Fumble, yeah, I think we have a shot. And this is the time where these guys going through training camp, practice squad, this is the time you need to shine and show Mike Tomlin, the Rooneys, that you're on this team for a reason. And you know what? I'm falling in love with this kid Hoyer. I know for some reason I have this feeling that this kid's going to come in and produce. The only problem is, will he be able to get the chance to produce?
Right. Hey, guys, you know what? We reached our first commercial. When we come back, we're going to give you some game stats coming from that game against the Browns, which, you know what, it might not be a lot of favorable stats. As, of course, you know, the number 8 was the big number there over the weekend. So when we come back, you'll be hearing it live from SteelerNationLive.net.
SteelerNationLive.net. It's live. Join Big O, Big T every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. New Year's only in-depth analysis of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Black and gold. Game review. Game injury report, injury releases, who got fired, fantasy stats, fantasy rumor, anything and everything you want to know about the black and gold. SteelerNationLive.net.
Uniform Express, located on 1408 Buffalo Road, Rochester, New York, for your police, fire, or EMS supplies. One of Rochester's top and finest suppliers of shirts, pants, shoes, boots, and accessories for your professional uniform needs. Uniform Express also does embroidery and screen print for team uniforms, jerseys, and corporations. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also go to their website at www.uniformexpress.com or call Brian at 585-529-4245. That's 585-529-4245. And let Brian know you heard his ad on our show, Steeler Nation Live.
Welcome back, everybody. SteelerNationLive.net here in Rochester, New York. I'm Big O with my partner,
Big Tiz.
That's right, coming to you live from Rochester, New York. If folks is at home and you don't see us live, you'll be watching this live broadcast taped.
Exactly. And you know what? We also had a couple things that we wanted to touch base still with on Steeler News and Updates. And one of the prolonging questions out there is really, who's to blame, especially for this game we just had against the Cleveland Browns? Who's really to blame in this game?
I like it. We touched base earlier on it, Big Tiz, and it all comes down from the hires, the coaches. You got to get your team up to play these kinds of games. And it all stems with training. What are you doing to get ready for this game? How are you preparing to get ready for this game? Are your quarterbacks ready? Your running backs? Your offensive line? Is the game plan?
Right.
What kind of game plan you have? You just can't go out there and say, you know what? This is what we're going to do. What if that doesn't work?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Let's see. All our running backs. I mean, everybody had a hand in this. Not one running back could hold on to the ball. 5 fumbles, 3 interceptions. Now, can we really blame Charlie Batch? Now, he's no spring chicken, Big Tiz. Let's see. 18 for 31 with 3 interceptions. Now, we can't blame Charlie Batch for all those interceptions. One of them had to do with Mike Wallace. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Tipped, intercepted. You can't blame him for that. And, everybody, I want to blame everybody. All right, the coaches, the players, the referees. I want to blame the Browns for showing up and actually owning this win, which is you should be ashamed of yourself. But what are you going to do? A win is a win. There's no style points.
Exactly.
And you know what? I really think that Mike Tomlin needs to step up, and he needs to re-examine his coaching ethics with benching players for fun. We make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. You're just showing your players you have no confidence in them. They make a mistake and you bench them. What is that doing? What is this, first grade? Tiz?
Hey, like I said, I on the other hand, I feel like you have to do that as a disciplinary type thing because you got to let these guys know. Just like what Coughlin would do with Tiki Barber, he did kind of the opposite. He was kind of hard on Tiki Barber, and Barber actually said that Coughlin made him a better back by staying on his back. So, maybe that's what needs to be done. I'm not positive. But right now, the Steelers, they're in dire straits, so they can't afford mistakes like that. You know what I mean? If you're a running back, you got to be able to hold on to that ball. And Mendenhall, he's been fumbling in some big-time situations. And I go back to the Super Bowl against Green Bay when he was hit, which seemed like a regular hit from, I'm not sure if it was Hawk or which one of them was, but it was the fact that, or Matthews, but it was the fact that he fumbled in crucial situations.
Right. You know what, Big Tiz? I hate to interrupt, but I think we had Johnny B on the phone here.
Oh yeah, that's my boy Johnny B. Hey Johnny, how was your Thanksgiving? How are things going? Not so good like the Steelers, huh? I bet.
Hey Johnny B, welcome back. Hope your Thanksgiving was good.
The day was fantastic. The food was fantastic. The pies, the apple pies, the pumpkin pies. It was a great day for football that day. Then Sunday came, and the Steelers and the Seahawks let us both down. It started off with them stinking Seattle Seahawks. They're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't know what to expect. Honestly, I thought they were going to go in and beat Miami. Then I saw Dan Carpenter come out there, trot out there the last 4 seconds, and kick the game winner, and it was over. Like I said, they're Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The Steelers, on the other hand, I knew they had a fight. Charlie Batch he's got a lot of mileage on him, and I knew they were in for a dogfight, and that's what it ended up being.
All right, Johnny B. We know how the show goes. We say hello. We do studs. We do duds. What about this? What about the studs this week, Johnny B? What can you tell us about them? We all have our favorite players, and who are we going to start this
All right,
week?
I'm glad you asked. Let's start off with that Thursday night game, because what a great game to have on Thursday night. I'm looking forward to it. The Saints in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out on a limb right here and say Chris Ivory stiff-armed a couple of those Atlanta Falcons, and Lance Moore has a big game, didn't open a lot. On the other side of the coin with Atlanta, I'm going to throw it to Quid Rogers. The guy looks like he's picking up the slack from Michael Turner, and Tony Gonzalez goes off. When I start with the other studs, starting on Sunday, Jacksonville at the Bills. I like Stevie Johnson. That's a guy that it shows up once in a while also, but I like him showing up at home against a weak Jacksonville secondary. The Vikes at Green Bay, I like Percy Harvin. We haven't been talking about the guy, but he always has a big game against Green Bay. My last stud, the Panthers at the Chiefs, Jamal Charles. Quietly, the Chiefs' running game is a solid top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I know their record doesn't show it, but they can run the ball. That's it for my studs.
Yeah, well, the Chiefs. I mean, don't let the record. Their record's horrible, but they play teams tough. They just cannot. They just can't finish the game. They just can't do it for some reason. I don't understand it. So what about the I don't know sleepers, Johnny? What about your sleepers? I mean,
or your duds. The dud guys, the guys that are rough.
I do have some sleepers, and I love them. The first sleeper is Michael Bush. He's going to be in there for Matt Forte, no doubt about it. And that Bears offense is just humming right now. You know who they're going against, the Seattle Seahawks. So I like Michael Bush to have a big game. My second sleeper, if you did drop him, take him back up again. His name is Pierre Garçon. He's for the Skins. I love this guy.
Wow,
He's fantastic. What he did against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, his ankle looks like it's 100% better. My last sleeper is the 49ers. If you watched that game, you saw not Randy Moss or Mario Manningham or Michael Crabtree. Who'd you see? You saw a guy named Delaney Walker getting all the targets. So I love Delaney Walker. Once a quarterback starts seeing a guy and going to him, Kaepernick just loved this Delaney Walker in this game, and I say this guy's a sleeper of the week.
Wow, Johnny. I didn't know you spoke French. That's pretty good. How you say "dude" in France? Let's listen to the dudes. Can you do the dudes? Hello.
The duds.
Johnny.
This week, the dud's going to be 49ers at the Rams. Poor Stevie Jackson. He's a big, solid back. He should be a Pro Bowl running back every year, but this year and this week he's going against the 49ers. That tough defense is just going to slow him right down. The second dud is going to be Deshaun Jackson. Oh, where is this guy gone? Eagles are going to the Cowboys. I think that the Cowboys are just going to knock his block right off in that game.
Then
you got the Cardinals going to the Jets. I think Sean Green gets shut down by that big Darnell Dockett in the middle with big Calais Campbell just stonewalling him. Those are the duds of the week.
Wow, Johnny. You know what? We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you're on the West Coast, and it's it's a 3-hour time difference. But we really appreciate taking the time and calling the show, because you know how important this is to us and to our fans. Johnny, thank you so much for calling in.
That's my boy Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny, still with us?
All right, gentlemen, have a great week, and I know a lot of people are getting ready for the fantasy playoffs to be coming up soon. Good luck, and I hope everyone can get on a good winning streak and win their fantasy Super Bowl. Thanks, guys. God bless, and Have a good week.
All right, Johnny B. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, that guy, man, when he tells you the picks, he does it correct. But like I said, me and Big O, we're kind of hard heads, so we don't listen that much, and that's why we're both in the basement, vying to get out of the cellar.
Well, I have a shot, Big Tiz. I have to win all the rest of my games, true, but you have no chance. You have about as much chance as Ben Roethlisberger bringing his baby up to the shore right now and sitting down and talking with us before you. Wait, somebody's knocking at the door. Oh, just kidding.
Hey, but you know what? Let's go on. Hey, what about the game stats versus the Browns? Big O, let's get it in. It sucks, but we gotta say it.
It hurts.
You know what? It was a low scoring game actually because our defense did do what they were supposed to do. It was the offense who didn't show up. So you know what? Let's digress and let's go into the numbers.
It's like going to the dentist, Big Tiz. I'm sitting in the dentist chair and I'm waiting for him to come in and tell me to gargle and spit. That's how painful this is. Just like the last loss. Every loss is painful. But you know what? When I was watching this game and we had that pick six on defense, I thought, this is going to be a blowout. And then our offense hit the field. Well, but you know what, Big Tiz? Here's the stats. When you rush, the Steelers 49 yards rushing on the ground, and that's 4.
And that's between 3 backs.
4 if you count Rainey. I don't know. He got popped during there late in the game, but Charlie Batch, 193 yards passing. I mean, 18 for 31, I believe it was. No, he was actually 20 for 34 with 199 yards. No TDs, 3 interceptions.
Oh.
And let me give you some stats on a running back. Dwyer, 9 carries, 19 yards, folks. Rainey, 5 carries, 17 yards. I'm going down from the best to the worst. Isaac Redmond, 2 carries, 7 yards. One of those carries was a fumble. Mendenhall, 4 carries, 6 yards. 2 of those carries were fumbles. And receiving, Sanders had a pretty decent day, 5 catches for 75 yards. And Heath Miller, he started off strong early, 6 grabs for 63 yards. Now, here's a couple other stats that you probably all aware of. 9 penalties, 68 yards. Now, we've been averaging the past 4 or 5 games 4 to 5 penalties a game, and you know what? It doesn't surprise me that 8 of the 9 penalties were holding, and it always seemed to come on 3rd down and long when Pittsburgh got that 1st down. Kind of suspect. I'm not going to say it. Seems kind of suspect. Now, we held, the defense was doing their thing.
Right.
Held Richardson to 85 yards and 29 carries. But he did manage to scramble in for 1 TD. Whedon, he got taken out of the game. Clean hit. I forgot who, I think it was Worlds. Took him down, tackled him cleanly.
Yep, concussion symptoms. 17
for 26, 158 yards, and 1 TD. I would have called it back. They only put the ball on the ground 1 time. Well, not really on the ground. That was that pick 6 by Timmons. It was a beautiful play, tip. And previous to that interception was almost another interception, but I'm glad we dropped that one, even though it was right in his hands. Let's see. They had a total of 130 yards passing. 158 yards passing. Gordon was their top receiver, 4 catches for 60 yards. And there's a couple stats that came out of this game that, I dug deep into the archives. The last time the Steelers turned the ball over 8 times was 23 years ago, folks.
Wow.
None of our players were even in school when this happened. And the thing about this, another interesting topic about, talk about the subject, only 6 teams in NFL history have given up the ball 8 times during a game. The fact about this, all those teams, except for the Steelers, were winless. So we could have won this game. We should have won this game. Even with 8 turnovers. What does that tell you? You got a little heart there.
Right.
A little heart and soul.
But again, like I said earlier, the good teams do the things they have to do to win, and we didn't do it. And we had chances even late in the game to do it, and we didn't do it.
Except that the one fumble that wasn't called a fumble.
Right.
Are you talking about that one? Where Richardson dropped the ball, Foot picked up the ball. We could have scored on that drive. I'm telling you, we could have won this game. And not to mention that 17 points were scored off these turnovers. Now, what was the score? What was the final score, Big Tiz?
14-20.
Right. You take away 17, it's 14-3. We win this game, even with 8 turnovers. That's got to show something. I know it was against the Browns, but I mean, time possession, 26 minutes. When's the last time the Steelers had the ball only for under 30 minutes?
Yeah, and that hurts a lot. Like I said, that has to do with a lot, like I said, with the ground game and not controlling the ground. Because as we all know, the ground controls the clock. Just like everything else. Yeah, and you know what? Well, what were some of the injuries that were coming out of this game? Because like I said, Pittsburgh got pretty banged up as we went in there and got our tail kicked.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like we say every week, laundry list of injuries. We'll try and keep you updated, give you the best case scenarios of what's going on. Let's add Willie Colon and his knee to the injury report. He came out. Mike Adams may be out for a long time with this ankle injury.
Yeah.
Now, if you watch the replay on that, we couldn't pop up a video, but if the play was almost over and he was standing up and one of the Browns just had to push him over the pile. The pile just happened to be on his heels, and he just went backwards. It was a cheap shot. But say no more. I mean, you're playing the Browns.
Right.
Got to do what you got to do to win, I guess. Legursky is going to start at left guard. I love this guy, Legursky. Love Legursky. That's a football Steeler name, Legursky. You got to just love it. Marcus Gilbert will be playing right tackle, and now he is playing injured. So, folks, I give him a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half before he comes out. But you know what? David DeCastro has a chance to come back and play against the Ravens. What do you feel, folks? You think he should come back? Is it too soon?
I believe it is. But
you believe it's too soon?
Yeah.
Hey, but we got enough people out there, Antonio Brown is going to play Sunday.
Wow. He's another one. I believe that's a little bit too soon for him to be playing again as well. I know we have to get by the Ravens, but you know what? Not at the cost of where you're going to cost these guys down the stretch when we still might have that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of Willie Colon, without him, we're going to have to call up offensive guard John Malecki. Now, we all know that he had to dress to play for the Bengals a couple weeks ago because we had nobody. There was no depth in a depth chart. So we had to make the phone call him up, and say, hey, John, we need you to come play. And he did. He did a great job against the Bengals. Woodley, who left the game with an ankle injury. Now, reports have come out of Steeler camp that the injury is not as serious as once suspected during the game. He was taking out precautionary measures. Good deal. He has a chance of playing. Don't be surprised if you don't see him. You see him on the sideline. And we already talked about DeCastro coming back. And you know what? I don't know. If he should not be coming back before Troy. There's no reason. You have almost major knee reconstruction, and Troy's got a pulled calf muscle.
Well, that tells you a lot. That I think it's the injury to Troy is a lot more serious than what they're pitching out there. And I'm just hoping with a little bit more time, if we can survive, that Troy would be able to make it back and be a great addition to the Steelers' defense again.
Did you know what he does? He does against the Broncos, Game 1, what he did to Peyton Manning. Just by running up to him and doing what he does. What do you do? He's running. He's all over. He's a nut.
Exactly.
And he messes up defenses. Before he just mess them up, and he'd be there for the interception, the tackle, the sack, everything. But I just don't understand why. Somebody's got to explain to me how severe is a calf muscle injury. I've never had one. So if anybody out there who knows about calf injuries, please call me and explain, or Big Tiz or the show, and let us know that a calf injury is more serious, more severe than knee reconstruction. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, even though I play one on TV, Big Tiz.
Hey, guys, you know what? We're going to head to commercial. When we come back for commercial, we're going to get into our hot topic for tonight, and also we're going to give you guys our pregame for the Steelers versus the Ravens next on Steeler Nation Live.
It's Spaghetti Sports Pub, located at 2246 East River Road. A perfect blend of Irish charm and Italian cuisine. From Calabria favorites like calamari to chicken French to the new signature dish like the Steel City Deli.
The Rothless Burger.
Everything is delicious and prepared fresh for you. They offer a full lineup of your favorite beverages with drink specials daily, and don't forget their $5 Monster Bomb.
Ice cold beer.
All day, every day. With 2 floors of seating and 20 high-def televisions, there's not a bad seat in the house to catch every minute of the NFL action.
Watch what you want.
McGinty's is the official home of the Rochester Steelers fan club.
Steelers!
So come on down to McGinty's Sports Pub, 2246 East River Road in Henrietta.
At Grease Lightning, we offer fast automotive service, specializing in oil changes and auto repairs. We offer convenient yet comprehensive maintenance and repair service, fast and no appointment necessary. At Grease Lightning, we offer the best prices on top name brands. We get you in, out, and on your way, just like Grease Lightning. Grease Lightning is locally owned and operated, so come on down to 2061 Charlie Avenue here in Rochester and talk to Charles because he's in charge. You could also call Charles at 585-563-7939 or go to our website at mygreaselightning.com.
Hey guys, welcome back. Steeler Nation Live. You know what? If you guys want to get in contact with us, www.steelernationlive.net. There you can go and you can see our video feeds as well as hearing our audio feeds on TalkShoe.com. And if you want to call in and talk to us, 724-444-7444. You know what? And if you're a guest, hit 1 and pound. And also our call show ID is 115-243 and hit pound as well. You know what? We want to talk about our hot topic for the night. And the hot topic for the night is replays and a review system for the NFL.
Yeah, we talked about this briefly at the beginning of the show. And since 1999, I believe it was, Big Tiz, where the NFL reinstated these replays. We all are human. The referees are human. Oh, we know that. And what constitutes a replay? You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, a replay actually, they say now it constitutes off of a touchdown that's scored or a call that's made on the field that's challenged.
Right. And, you know, I love the fact that there's challenges, that each coach has 2 challenges per half. And I love the fact that if you want to challenge a play and you're wrong, you lose a timeout. That's fantastic. What I don't like about this is that it's under 2 minutes in the second quarter and under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, the coaches cannot challenge a play, even if it's blatant. And the only way you're going to review this play is if the people upstairs in the booth feel it's necessary. Now, there's a lot of games that were messed up because of this. I believe that they need to change the rule that you should be able to, if you have challenges, you should be able to challenge at any time of the game, because at the 2 minutes of the first half, and especially 2 minutes the game's over, those are the most crucial times during the game. First half, you want to go into halftime, you know, on a good note and you know, some good positive momentum. Obviously, at the end of the game, you want momentum. You want to be able to, you want to win the game. You don't want to lose the game on a challenge. Tiz.
I don't know. To me, I kind of feel slighted by the, I don't understand the whole replay system and the review system. Number one, because these are guys who are getting to see the play being called in slow motion, and they still get it wrong. I don't understand it. How in the world could someone say, you know what, is this guy short of first down or not? You see it in replay just like I do from my living room, probably with a beer in my hand, seeing that this guy didn't cross the goal line or this guy, the ball didn't break the plane. What is the issue that you can't see it? And, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just amazing. If it's there, it's a replay or review, to me, you guys should have better equipment than we do at home to find out whether this is what happened or not, and they're still making horrible calls. So what's the use of having replay?
Well, I've watched TV at your house, Big Tiz, and you have a great TV, 1080p. The only problem is you only have the angles that they want to show you on TV, as opposed to the referees up in the booth. They have, I don't know, 10, 12 monitors, every angle you can think of, and I don't care what you say. All right, there's cameras all over that stadium. You can get every angle. You can get angles from the referee, his head, his face, from the crowd, the side, the angle, the corner, the top, the side. I mean, all over there's cameras. You cannot tell me that if you are watching this, now there's a time limit, I believe, 2 minutes.
Right.
2 minutes the referees have to watch all these videos. Now, when I watch CBS's replay or Fox's replay, I make the call within 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Why does it take them that long? Granted, there's a lot of pressure on them, but you know what? If you can't see the play, you can't call the play, you can't rule on the play, and it takes you 10 minutes to screw up a call, I think it's time to hang up the cleats, Big Tiz.
Exactly. And you know what? What I want to do now, since it is a hot topic and it's kind of like a burning topic as well, I'm going to try to open up the phone lines to you guys because, you know what, I want to try to get some feedback from you guys. You know what, it's a radio station. We're live on the air. So just make sure you keep it clean. We do have some people online. We do have some texting and things going on. And one of the guys I do see online on one of the laptops is Naj Radio. And I believe that's the name that he has on there. And I don't know if he's called by phone or not. But I'm going to try to hit him up, get his feeling on the hot topic for the night on the review system for the NFL. So let's see if we can get him in. Hey, how you doing, Naj? This is Big Tiz with Steeler Nation Live. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Just checking out the show, man. Interesting topic.
Yeah, let me get your feedback. Are you a Steeler fan or are you a fan of one of the other NFL teams in the NFL?
And I'm down here in ATL, man, but I heard the show online, so I was checking you guys out.
All right, that's cool. Love it, man. ATL, love it. Dirty Birds. Hey, but let me get your feedback about what do you feel about the replay system in the NFL and the way it goes. And as you heard me and my sidekick describe the way that these guys, they're sitting in their offices and they're the ones with the the high fancy things to make these calls and they're still getting it wrong. What do you feel about that?
Well, you guys hit the nail on the head, man. The biggest thing you look at is that you're saying, why would you have a rule to where the last 2 minutes, the call has to come from above and the coaches can't throw a flag out? That part makes no sense. The part I do want to add to it, though, is the Jim Schwartz call this week. Everybody got mad saying, why would they have that rule? But that's the only part of it that makes sense. You have to have that because there has to be a consequence for just throwing out the flag anytime you feel like it. You know what I mean? So I think that part of the rule is good, but that 2 minute part you guys hit, like I said, you hit that right on the head, man. There's no reason for that. Coaches should be able to challenge. Those are the most critical points of the game. And I don't know. It's like we're playing 1980s football to not have, you know what I mean, real replay, man.
Absolutely right. I mean, like I said earlier a couple seconds ago, I can watch the review on TV. In 10 seconds I make the call. Sometimes, I don't like the call I'm making, but you know what? It only took me 10 seconds. And from all these, maybe there's too many choices these officials have, too many screens to look at. What do you think?
Well, you said you're on the air live, so I wouldn't want to give my opinion on that because it's probably not going to be one that's taken very...
well, you know
I'll just say this. Dan Maldia, and there's a lot of gambling in the NFL. That's all I'll say.
You know what? Amen, brother. You know what? I tell everybody I see, and Big Tiz, he doesn't like when I bring this up. It just doesn't seem right. If it smells dirty, it probably is. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are making money off these games. I can't. There's a huge game that it's just I'm drawing a blank right now. But a lot of people up in Canada won like a busload of money off one of these football games. And it was one of those games where you thought that one team was really going to win, and you would never think that the team that beat them won. And somebody won a lot of money off that game. It's going to come out, brother. We might not be around to see it, but you know what? It's going to happen.
Yeah, and if you guys, I want to comment on the injury situation too you brought up. The Polamalu thing, I guess you got to kind of look at it like a car when you're talking about injuries with a calf or something like that. Cars, pretty much, if you break one thing on that particular model, you can do the same to fix, all cars of that type. But with people with injuries, every person is different. So something with a calf with Troy, who knows how much that is impeding, how much he can backpedal or how much faster he can move or, so an injury like that, you never know. I had a lingering calf injury in college that kind of messed me up pretty bad. So you can never know with something like that. So I'd just be happy to see Troy back on the field because I like to watch him play.
Yeah, and don't forget Jack Lambert, how he ended his career with turf toe. One of the most prolific linebackers in NFL history, one of the toughest, next to Mike Ditka and Big Tiz sitting next to me. I mean, to end your football career on a toe, that's not the way to go.
Hey,
Yeah, can't move that place.
Hey, Naj, let me ask you. Do you actually have a radio show yourself on Talk Show? Because you know what, if you do, we want to give much respect out to people who call in the show, especially on Steeler Nation Live. You know what, you don't have to be a Steeler fan, because like I said, that's all we about is love, brother. And if you know what, if you got a station of your own, and which it looks like right here, and just let us know, we'll push it for you, brother.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Every Wednesday at 10. Speak It Like You Think It Radio on Talk Show. It's a little less clean than this show is, I'll just say that. A little barbershoppy in the arguments, but, you know what I mean? Check us out, man. Real sports fans, real conversation.
Right. You can also check us out on the web at www.steelnationlive.net and .com. You can watch all our broadcasts. I mean, you don't actually have to watch it live tonight, but you can check us out on the website. Go to our website. You can download our free phone app, so that way you have us on hand all the time.
Hey, Naj, like I said, brother, we appreciate you, and like I said, much love, and we'll give it out to you. What's the name of your radio show again, just to make sure so we can push it again?
Okay, it's Speak It Like You Think It Radio, 54787 on TalkShoe.com if you want to check it out. I'll hang up and listen, man. Good show, guys.
Hey, wait, before you go, Naj, give us your prediction on the upcoming Thursday night game. I know you're going to pick the Falcons, but give us a score. We'll write it down, and we'll talk about it next week.
I got to wait to see what Julio Jones' injury situation is. If Julio's healthy, we win. If he's not, we're going to get blown out.
Give us a score there, Naj.
With Julio, we're going to bang him 28-14. Without Julio, 34-14 Saints.
Oh, boy. Julio down by the schoolyard. You heard it from Naj.
Hey, Naj, thanks a lot, brother. We'll be checking you out, brother. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, brother. We got you here on Steeler Nation Live. Good talking to you.
All right, brother. You take care down in Atlanta.
Like I said, guys, we do it live here on Steeler Nation Live, and that's what I'm talking about. When I said live, we're doing it live. Hey, we appreciate calls from anybody out there. And Naj Radio, you guys, we're going to speak it easy here tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Check them out. Hey, but let's go to commercial. When we come back for commercial, let's give the guys our game preview for the Ravens game as we head out on Steeler Nation Live.
That's right,
Big
brother.
Big O.
It's Spaghetti Sports Pub, located at 2246 East River Road. A perfect blend of Irish charm and Italian cuisine. From Calabria favorites like calamari to chicken French, to the new signature dish like the Steel City Deli.
The Rothless Burger.
Everything is delicious and prepared fresh for you. They offer a full lineup of your favorite beverages with drink specials daily, and don't forget their $5 Monster Bomb.
Ice cold beer.
All day, every day. With 2 floors of seating and 20 high-def televisions, there's not a bad seat in the house to catch every minute of the NFL action.
Watch what you want.
McGinty's is the official home of the Rochester Steelers fan club.
Steelers!
So come on down to McGinty's Sports Pub, 2246 East River Road in Henrietta.
Hey, guys, back Steeler Nation Live. You know what? A lot of things happen, a lot of things popping. So one thing we're going to do, we're going to get to our game day preview versus the Ravens. Big O, let it out. What do you think is going to have to happen for the Steelers to win in this game against the Ravens?
Well, you know what? The Ravens really haven't been that dominating, and most of their most recent wins have all come in close decisions. Now, and that's you can't be worried about the offense like you were in the past. Flacco is going down. Okay, he's not as productive as he used to be. The defense is not there, and like I said, they've been squeaking out wins. Now, here's what we need to do. Simple. Easier said than done, right, Big Tez?
Oh, yeah.
You've got to stop Ray Rice. You've got to stop him. Hit him in the backfield. Slow him down. And Torrey Smith. Take him off his routes. Take him off his game. Now, Steelers are ranked #1 defense against the run and the pass. So there shouldn't be any reason. The defense has been holding up the dam after a slow, shaky start this year when all the boo birds came out, slow, old, everybody's talking about them, and they stepped up their game. Now it's time for the offense to step up our game. The last 2 games to talk, every game's a must-win. We lost to the Ravens. We lost to the Browns. Now it's, you know, the gloves have got to come off. We have to play big football right now. I really think that this Hoyer kid needs to step up and play Sunday. You know, Leftwich, he's done for the year, and more than likely he's done with the Steelers for his career. And looks like Charlie Batch is too far behind. He's about as old as us, Big Tig.
Yeah, he is.
But you know what? We got this prolific young quarterback who still has time to grow and still has time to learn. He's been mentored by one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, Tom Brady. Perfect fit for the Steelers. He's young. He's got a strong arm, and we all know he came from Michigan State, a great football school. So, folks out there, you know, let us know if you watch him play in college. How was he? Is he going to be good for the Steelers? I think he is. I think he needs a chance to start. We're paying this kid. He needs to produce. We have nobody else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Ben needs to sit. I don't care if he feels great, looks great. He needs to sit. We all know what happened last year, and we cannot have a repeat unless we don't want to make the playoffs or the Super Bowl again for 2 years straight. So Ben has got to sit. I don't care how healthy he looks. Suit him up. Let this Hoyer kid come in. If he gets hurt, if he can't make it, then we'll bring in Ben. Every game from now on, it's a playoff game, and if the defense stays and is consistent, consistent with stopping the running game in the pass, because we win this game. I have a bold prediction for you folks. Write it down. Steelers with Hoyer behind the center. Hoyer wins this game 27-10. Write it down.
That'd be a great thing now to see, and I hope it works out that way. But like I said, I know the Steelers, they have to definitely get that running game involved in this game, and because the running game actually helped us out a lot against the Ravens in the last game. So we have to get that running game gelling, and Dwyer's going to have to step up and do what he needs to do, because Steelers they're in a whole world of hurt right now, and he has to be that main catalyst. And also, like I said, it's going to have to go back to our tight ends. They're going to have to do what they need to do. So it's going to be a lot of things that have to happen for the Steelers, and a lot of things have to happen, and they have to happen big time. And speaking of other injuries and different things out there, I don't know if you heard that I'm not sure if it's Jason or Justin Babbitt for the Eagles. Actually, Justin Babbitt was released by the Eagles today, and the Eagles pretty much severed any ties they have to do with this guy. He was slated to make $4.4 or $4.5 million next year and the year after as well. And the Eagles basically severed ties with him. And I was thinking with Big O that I'm sorry, but actually I was corrected online. It is correct, Jason Babbitt. And, and I thought maybe he might be a good addition to the Steelers, possibly to back up or even give a good contest for Woodley.
Well, I tell you what, Worlds has stepped up huge. Had a sack the other day against the Browns, and this is the kind of behavior that we need to see in our defense. All right, guy stepping up. Worlds, he's a huge linebacker. He's a great addition to the team. He's fantastic. But you know what? We could always use a great linebacker like this guy, Babbitt. I mean, you could just look at this guy. For folks who are on TalkShoe right now and can't see, this guy is behemoth. The guy is huge. I think this guy would fit in with the Steelers. What do you think?
Well, he would be a good fit. And just like we have one of the texts on the board, Atlanta was actually, and I did hear that they were pushing for him hard because of Babin being a great addition to their other outside rusher as well for the Atlanta Falcons. And he did actually as well, as the texter online said, and he is correct, 18 sacks last year. So this guy, he's putting it in. And I think a lot of the reasons why he was cut by the Eagles was the fact that this year they've seen a big drop in the numbers he was putting out and the effort he was putting out. I believe he only has like 5.5 sacks this year. And I don't know. They said basically they're getting the feeling that he really quit.
That's not. You know what? You put the black and gold on right there, pal. Let me tell you, you got an instant superstar.
Exactly. And you know what? I don't know. Like I said, I can agree with you a little bit on the number of what I think a final score should be for that game versus the Ravens. But I'm gonna try to be more realistic, and I'm just gonna say like a 21-17 score. And I believe the Steelers can hurt them with the ground game as well as with their tight ends. going out for the short passes, and Sanders definitely has to step up for this game. So, like I said, there you have it. That's our thoughts on the preview of the game versus the Ravens. And you know what? We're going to go to our final commercial for the night. And once we come back from our final commercial, we're going to give you guys our final thoughts for the night. And you'll have another episode of Steeler Nation Live in the books.
That's right, Big O.
When excellence is your only option, look no further than Supreme Limousine. For any special occasion or need, Supreme Limousine will be there for you. Weddings, proms, wine tours, sporting events, bachelor and bachelorette parties, just to name a few. At Supreme Limo, they know how difficult planning a big event can be, so leave your worries behind because Supreme Limousine will give you peace of mind. Call Rich at 585-425-3711 and set up your special event today. Serving New York and parts of Canada for many years and through all of New York's worst weather, you will get to where you're going on time and safe. When you need a ride, Supreme Limousine is on your side. So call Rich at 585-425-3711. And at Supreme Limousine, you get supreme service, not a supreme price. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, look no further than Dan Powell. Dan knows that buying or selling a home is one of the most important things you will ever do. Dan wants to make that experience as smooth and successful as possible. Dan's extensive expertise in the real estate market will benefit you whether you're looking to buy or sell a home. Once Dan knows what you want, he will work tirelessly to find the right home for you because no one should compromise when it comes to such a huge purchase. Whether you're looking for homes for sale, moving resources, or even mortgage information, everything you need is right here with Dan. Dan will always be available for personal service by phone or email, so feel free to contact him with questions at any time. So when buying or selling a home, don't get frustrated or throw in the towel. Just call Dan Powell at 585-704-8324. That's 585-704-8324, or email Dan at dan@rochhomefinder.com. That's Dan at ROCHOMEFINDER.com.
Honey, I just found a great new place to take us out to eat for breakfast. Critics Restaurant, 906 West Main Street, Rochester, New York. Critics is the ultimate in family breakfast dining. And if you're a Steeler fan, hey, you found the right place, Critics Restaurant. Critics Restaurant has been a neighborhood fixture in Rochester, New York for over 40 years. Good food, good fun. Critics Restaurant, 906 West Main Street. Come check us out. Hey, welcome to Steeler Nation Live. Big Tiz, Big O. We're at the end of our show, but what we want to do is we want to give you our final thoughts for the night's show and our final thoughts about what's going to be happening in this next game. Just a little synopsis of in my mind, Big Tiz, is what's going to happen. You know what? I think the Steelers need that running game again. That running game, it has to show up, and it has to show up big here going into the Ravenland. And like I said, Steelers, the running game has forsaken us for a lot this year, but they have to be there in this game. It's so crucial. Everything is on the line. The tight ends and the receivers, a must for them to step up. The Steelers need them coming down the stretch and just get past this game so we can get the other guys healthy. And once we get them in healthy, everyone is in the mix, and I can see the Steelers start to gel and things will fall into place. But like I said, we have to get this game with the Ravens. It's a must. Actually, I'm surprised that Mr. Steeler hit a Raven guy from Baltimore never called in, because you know what? He's a battler too as well, you know what? But you know what? We're here. We'll hit you up every time you're on Steeler Nation Live. So like I said, I think the Steelers can do it, and I hope everything works out the way it should be. As long as they keep the game short and consistent, the Steelers can win this game and come out with a big edge against the Ravens.
That's right, Big Tiz, and we all know this is a family show, so I want to go back to a reference I did last week of The Lion King, okay? Yes, the past hurts, but unless you learn from it, you cannot advance. So we lost to the Ravens 2 weeks ago. We lost to the Browns last week. That's where it should end. It's time to move on. All right, it's stop thinking about the past, what you did wrong. Let's figure out and do it right. Getting back to the quarterback, Brian Hoyer. This kid has a chance to excel in this type of Haley's offense, the new short passes and whatnot. This kid has a strong arm. And let me get back to my prediction, 27-10, which does seem huge. But you know what? When's the last time the Ravens played this kid? What does this kid have to offer? The Ravens have no clue. They know what they're going to get from Charlie Batch. They know what you're going to get from Leftwich. And they know what you're going to get from Roethlisberger.
Exactly.
But you know what? Roethlisberger's not playing. Batch should not be playing. and Leftwich is not playing. In fact, I believe his career with Steelers is over, to make room for possibly another quarterback. We don't know. But all we have to do, it's easier said than done, but it's been done. It can happen. We can do this. Defensively, we have to stop Rice. We have to hit him in the backfield. We have to hit Torrey Smith at the line. We have to get him off his route. And Flacco cannot handle that Dick LeBeau defense. On special teams, they have to be special again. They were special early, dropped off. We don't know what happened. Kick returns, punt returns on both sides of the ball for us and, against them. Now, big stat, Big Tiz. We talked about this earlier, a couple days ago. Look back in all the highlights, Steeler folks, and see every time the Steelers had a return for a punt, for a kick, there was a flag.
Right.
Check out the highlights of the Browns game. We didn't return one back, right? But look at every kick return, every punt return. Was there a penalty? No. I can't remember the last time the Steelers were penalized on a kick or a punt return that they didn't score. I could have missed one, maybe two. But out of all those games, I'm a little suspicious. I don't know. Special teams needs to be special again. Offensively, you know what? If you're going to think about not fumbling the ball, what are you going to do? You're going to fumble the ball.
Exactly.
You need to hold on to the rock, do your job like you did in the first 5, 6, 7 games. All right? Don't think about it. Just do it. Just perform. Get those yards. I'm glad Dwyer is starting. I'm glad Mendenhall's in the bench. So now I have a reason to drop from my fantasy team. I gave the world to get this guy in hopes that you'd be my running back of the future. Him and DeMarco Murray, another wasteland running back. Gone. So you know what? We have to establish the run. I always, you know what? It's getting old. I'm repeating myself, but you know what? I'm right. Call if I'm wrong. You have to establish the run to set up the pass. So that way the play action works. When's the last time, did we see any no-huddle last week against Cleveland? No. Why not? I don't care. You're a third-string quarterback. You should know the plays. You should be able to do a no-huddle offense. You're not that old, Charlie Batch. Establish the run, set up the pass, get Heath Miller more. Look, how many times do we say once Heath Miller gets involved, we start moving the ball? Third down efficiency, it was non-existent against the Browns. We need to get that established again. And I'm telling you, we will beat these Ravens 27-10. But all those factors, not some, not part, all of them have to gel and all have to work for this thing to happen.
Hey,
I'm not that crazy, Big Tiz. We can do it.
There you have it. Hey, another show at the end here for Steeler Nation Live. Like I said, we're a little bit longer than we usually do, and you know what? We want to also thank a lot of the callers that came, a lot of people that were on the board. Especially, we want to thank Naj from Speak It Like You Think It Radio, Wednesday nights 10 p.m. And his call ID for the show is 54787. Check him out tomorrow night, Wednesday night. And like I said, Naj, we appreciate you, and we thank you for calling in for Steeler Nation Live. And like I said, you guys are going to be checking us out on the video side as well. You know what? Check out the shows. It's beautiful. We're doing our thing here, and we're starting to explode. So,
hey,
you know
Naj,
what?
I got a question for you, Naj, really quick. What's going on with your quarterback? Do I have to drop from my fantasy team too? Come on. Julio down by the Schoolyard Jones. I love that guy.
I'm pretty sure Naj will let you know next week, baby.
I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, Naj.
Hey, well, like I said, we'll see you guys next week. So you got it from Big Tiz.
Big O.
Next week on Steeler Nation Live.
With the name of the future. With the name of the future. And with the name of the future. Hey. Yeah. Shout out to Big Tiz, man. And Big O. Steeler Nation, man. Yeah. Big Tiz. Big up. You know what it is, man. Steeler Nation, man. Big up. Yeah, shit. Big up. Every night on Monday night, man. Hey. 7 to 8 on Monday night. Big up. Big Tiz. And it's done. And it's the nation. Big tits, big O. Big tits, big O. Still a nation. Big tits, big O. Big tits, big O. Still a nation, man. Yeah. Mr. Sun, big O. Yeah, I had to say it was a storm, man. You know, it is a storm, man. Yeah, big tits, big O. Big tits, big O. Yeah.